Welcome back.
Yes.
Yes, welcome back to Spire, where everything is going just great, with Brian's character dead and Kat's character arrested.
Again.
Again, for both of those, on both counts.
So yes, we have determined that my mean time between characters is 2.
Okay, to do a brief
Much like the statistics of hard drive failures, we can get the average time between failures for my characters.
Yep.
All right.
Brief
so we have
is. Do you want to do it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, I'm lucky. I'm a masked follower of the many, and I never served a durance. Instead, I fell in with a gang of thieves in a large academic institution. For I was of the underclass, the cleaners, the invisibles, and that served me well. As part of my initiation into the ministry, I managed to ostracize Swan Among the Lost, a middling low Elfir, but now I have his mask and his identity and his clothes. And he is not to be found. I also have a lovely set of Invigilator's formal robes, so in case I need to suddenly conduct an exam, I can. And, you know, they're lovely, fairly formal, very traditional robes, so they'll certainly do well. And I have a courier's mask as well, because it's always a good idea to let me in deliver a package, right?
What could possibly go wrong?
So Lucky is a masked. He is a drow with many faces. And I've written a great deal, and we'll paste it in to Twitch if y'all ask. His skills. So Lucky's skills is resist, compel, deceive, sneak, and steal, with domains of high society, order, academia, and religion. He can smell status. Once per session, I can ask the GM who's really in charge here. Find out easily, or you already know thanks to your connections. It's going to be very useful. Servant to the High Ones. I've spent years bowing and scraping at the feet of the High Elves. When interacting with the Elfir, roll with mastery on social checks. Institutional falsehood. A single misapplied document or amended sentence can send ripples through an organization. Once per session, when you have access to the paperwork or employees of a particular organization and 5 minutes to spare, you can disseminate a lie through the organization that will be widely believed until it is proven false.
5 minutes to spare, hey?
I know, right?
That's definitely going to happen.
Well, yes, because Lucky doesn't plan on visiting you in jail.
Oh, come on! It's all right. I'll find my way to you.
One of the staff. You'd be surprised at how much chambermaids see. Once per session, you can seamlessly blend into the household staff or employees of an organization or group, and keep your ears open for information. For every hour I spend performing busy work, up to a maximum of 3, ask the GM one question about the organization that they must answer honestly. And finally, walk unopposed. And so one of the themes of Lucky is that he's a believer in the small gods. None of these named gods of the drow or the Elfir. The many are the numberless gods subsisting on scraps of belief. And so he can walk unopposed. The shifting forms of your gods bring with them bargains and contracts older than the stone of Spire itself. If you encounter a ward or band that has been wrought with divine magic, mark 1 stress to mind or silver to ignore its effects until the end of the current situation. So yes, Lucky is an unassuming spy.
Yes.
One of the cleaning staff.
Spy. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine.
Well, I think we will start with Lucky. Because Lucky has recently completed his initiation into the ministry. And he has his first assignment. He is given a small folder of documents mostly newspaper clippings, very similar to the ones that you already had given to you at the start of the campaign.
Yep.
These ones all concern Fiona. Lucky is to...
I am appalled. This is my I am appalled face and nobody understands me face while sitting in jail. No one wants to come in behind my
Lucky
plan.
has
I'm very, very sad.
two tasks. Task number one is assist Fiona in pursuing the goals of the ministry. Task number two is
Hey,
either
they
make sure
haven't sent an
that
assassin yet.
Fiona pursues the goals of the ministry or replace her.
Wow, they've sent their enforcer in. I love it. They're not buying my grand scheme either. I'm very sad. I'm very sad that I can't bring anyone into my
You're
vision.
clearly doing something very efficiently. Just no one is sure what it is that you're doing.
They haven't decided to come and have a conversation either, so like I feel a little bit left in the cold, but whatever.
You are absolutely in the cold.
I am so in the cold that I'm in jail. But hey, they still sent someone to come and assist me, so I am not that in the cold. They haven't sent an assassin to kill me, so there's that. Unless
they
you're
haven't.
secretly an assassin that's here to kill me, in which case we need to have a conversation.
And so, Lucky knows that Fiona is currently arrested. He knows all about what transpired last night, which there was a massive public debate where Strides Out Harmonious, the lay deacon of Father Summers' church.
Look, he definitely knows what the media wants you think. Okay, I don't think I knows what actually happened last night.
And as a result of that, yes, Fiona's previous assigned companion got executed. And Fiona is arrested for this disturbing the peace. And what do you do?
Strides out Harmonious, eh? I'll start casing the joint.
Which joint?
The temple.
Okay. So there's actually a whole bunch of Temples of Plenty that he's opening or opened already throughout Silver Quarter. Are you trying to find the one where he's currently?
So step one is I
just...
want to get a sense of who's doing the cleaning and the cooking, the menial jobs in all of the temples. Yeah.
I mean, sure. About half Drow, half Elfir.
I need a new page for this.
Oh no, the notes have started already.
So sure Elfir are actually servants in the temples?
The lowest status ones are, yes. They have their own hierarchies and positions.
Okay. So basically what I want to do is I want to find the ones that will go unnoticed. Start assembling identities that will allow me to get in as a cleaner to the temples.
Okay. I'm with you so far.
Well, I mean, your one of the staff thing is you can just seamlessly blend into the household staff.
Yes, once per session. I want a more reliable approach.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, basically...
So how do you go about it?
Leveraging
what do you actually do?
So... what I'm looking for is someone who's tasked with being an odd jobs man. I actually don't care if it's Drow or Elfir because I can mimic Elfir.
You can do either one.
Yep. But I want someone whose presence would be unremarked and whose absence would be unremarked.
I mean, certainly. Let's have you roll a couple of skills, shall we?
So that's
do you
probably going to be...
Or do you just observe?
Sorry?
Well, again, how do you do this? Do
So this is going to be using
approach the stuff, or
Oh no. This is going to be using Steel's ability to case a joint.
Nothing that dirty. Yeah.
So I want to use Steel and Religion.
kind of sounds more like investigate, I'll be honest, because you are investigating who would be noticed and who isn't, whereas Steel is more, find unobserved entrances.
Cat.
Yeah.
Well, Jim's being mean to you already.
I've made so many decisions already today.
Yeah, 2 of them.
That's exactly right.
All right. I mean, if it's investigate, it's investigate.
I mean, it's a low risk roll, all things considered.
I can't help you because I'm nowhere unless
Okay.
I'm allowed to. Am I allowed to help you from afar?
No.
Because I haven't approached you, and
I get this feeling in the zeitgeist that something's about to happen. Boom! I just kind of, I send my.
Well, you did roll a 10, so you succeed spectacularly. You're trying to find someone who would not be noticed or cared about. Sure, there's janitorial stuff, there's, sweepers that you just sit outside and observe for a while and no one looks at them.
Yeah.
Not visitors and not priests.
Excellent. And do they look at each other?
Sometimes you well, okay, with that good roll, you identify like a couple of friends here, a rivalry there, and just an old man that's keeping his head down and trying not to get into any trouble.
Excellent. I try to arrange for him to have an accident.
Okay. By what? Just getting a couple of random thugs to rough him up? What kind of accident we're talking?
That is a good question. I think the kind of accident where his morning porridge before he leaves his hovel will be an unfortunate meal.
No! I mean, yes, that's the point.
And you do it yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Let's have a sneak plus low society. You said hovel yourself. He probably lives in the perch.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Okay. So you go. How would you even do this? You identify him. You find out where he is, where he lives. Then, when he leaves the house later that evening to go drinking or whatever it is he's doing, you sneak in. That sounds about right. And then the door. Well, let's roll to see what happens. First, take some stress, not an awful amount yet. Because as you are trying to crawl into the window, you feel a firm hand grab your leg and just pull you down.
Yeah.
And you find yourself face to face with unmistakably one of the bound. He has a number of leather straps and ropes just tied all around him, and there's a remarkable amount of knives just kind of randomly slotted into those things.
Nice. Handy outfit, really.
Can I help you, friend?
Yes, I was lost.
Innocent smile. This is my innocent smile.
I was just looking for some porridge.
Okay. Sure. Would you like me to make me a deceive plus low society roll now?
Can we say order?
This is very much not an order person.
Awesome.
Order is, you know, structured.
And he's a drow?
Yes.
Hey, look, man, you cannot blame me for this. Is really what I'm saying.
No.
this is a cat-free zone right now. I am.
Oh no! This is so me. This is.
Okay. Porridge, you say? Right this way, friend.
Uh-oh.
There is a warm kitchen where you will be very welcome.
Good.
So, just as a refresher, the perch is this incredibly dangerous slum hanging off the side of the spire, where just plasterboard houses creak and sway in the wind, and everyone moves on rope bridges. And then this nice gentleman that caught you moves very quickly, and just the ropes under your feet bounce, and you find yourself flying. And for a very brief moment, you think, well, that's how it's going to end. And then there is a tug on your leg, and you're left hanging upside down for about an hour as a just punishment that the bound has inflicted on you for trying to break into someone else's house.
Yep.
So that's more stress to your reputation because we're starting off so well already.
We'll fix this. We will fix this. We'll fix this together.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing. We'll be fine.
So you sway there for about an hour. And
we have to fix this.
eventually someone takes pity on you and pulls you back up.
Woohoo! You know what that means? That means allied. You've got an ally helping you already. See, boom! Someone takes pity on you, and now you have an ally.
It is, in fact, the very old man that you tried to rob.
Hello.
Are you all right?
Yes. Thank you.
You have to be careful here.
Yeah.
You up-spy folk.
Yeah. I realize that. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you just depart, or what do you?
Yeah. Like, this is so blown, it's not even...
Well, I mean, the guy is right in front of you. If you wanted to do something, say something.
You can find a way of rescuing this.
I can. Doesn't mean that I should. No, I'm good. I will go back and lick my wounds and try to find someone of slightly higher... one of the invisible Aelfir, I think, this time around.
Okay. Sure. There's... Also, they don't do menial stuff like cleaning, but there's still a few that handle basically bureaucracy or deliver goods to the temple, and also the temple itself. Having observed it for a brief moment of time, it's basically a club / casino itself. With altars to Father Sama, to its Temple of Plenty. There's fruit and general opulence that comes with it. Yeah, but it's also a nice place for people to come and spend their time. Yep. So you find a greeter Someone who is both in everyone's face and who no one pays any attention to.
I will spend a day shadowing him.
Okay.
Over to you, Kat.
Why
How about you shovel some shit on yourself?
That was a bad start.
Why would I
Also,
do
your
that?
reputation
when
is
I'm
really
so
suffering.
good at protecting myself from this. I have survived so well, and I don't feel like I should give up that survival streak. I feel like I should.
We have forgotten something. What's your knack?
Oh,
Right, your obsessive research.
ooh, what is my obsessive research? I am in a jail cell. Ooh, can it be something like, I wanted something order-based. I want it to help me in my conversations that I'm about to have with the guard, where I'm trying to convince them that I'm still very much on their side and we should be able to do this together. Can it be like something along the lines of how to win friends and influence people?
No, that's what compel is.
I mean, it can be a
So, let's think about a knack in a domain.
Specifically, how to get along with law and order and make them do the thing that you want them to do.
So in that case, looking at the sample knacks, what about a sample knack in order of in a guardhouse?
Right, so you just studied the guardhouse itself.
Yeah.
Well, how about
really closely.
how about this? How about guardhouse politics?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a knack for the guard politics of Saltwater.
You're really bored, and you spend all your time watching and taking notes.
Basically, I know who likes who. I know who doesn't like who. I know who's having a feud with who. I know who owes who gambling debts. I know who might actually want to start a duel with somebody pretty soon.
Certainly. Done.
All right, let's go with that then. All right, guardhouse politics. And so I should be able to talk a bit about that to the Lacoste then. Okay.
Okay. Well,
God, I really don't know what my game plan here is, except talk to
I have
Lacoste.
tried to buy you as much time as I can. I tried to buy you as much time as I could.
Yep, absolutely. I've been thinking about it all week.
So you've spent the night on the extremely uncomfortable benches of a jail cell. You had to share it with a few other drow, most of whom are deadly drunk. And you feel yourself getting intoxicated just from their breath.
Oh,
it's
God.
like that level of... and then it's dreary morning.
All right.
And
so a request
they are all...
across us.
Yes, one by one they are kicked out. And you want to talk to someone in charge. Excellent. Well, how about you make a compel plus order roll as you try to get attention of the guards who largely ignore you.
Can I use my guardhouse politics?
Yes, you can. That's what it's for. Okay. Circle out for a few minutes. It doesn't take too long, and then you hear her coming down the stairs into the basement where the jail cells are. And she stops and kind of admires you through the bars. And again,
she hates me.
I mean, I did put you in here again.
Yes.
But still, you're not making a very good impression.
Impression here in the guardhouse, or impression out
On
in the Silver
me.
Quarter, or on you? Right. That is a problem. I'm very, very sorry. None of that went the way I thought that it was going to, honestly. I genuinely believed that somebody in this quarter would be capable of a civilized debate about something that I feel is quite important, and I think you do too. But it looks like such things are not possible right now.
I think it went about as good as it could be expected, and honestly better than I thought it would.
Really?
Because, well, you still have a head on your shoulders, which cannot be said for your companion.
That's true. So does that mean we're still on? Does that mean we're still okay?
She rubs her head just a bit.
We are so on. We are so on. I have someone that believes in my plan. Yes.
You have a singular person who believes in your plan. Yes.
But she's an important person. She's part of the guard. This is easy. This is good. I can deal with this. I can work with this. Having one high order person still on board with
I
us
think
is
it'll
really
be
good.
best if you spend the next few days here in a cell.
Okay.
Let the paladin's ire die down a bit. Let them inflict it on someone else.
I'm more than happy with that. That's actually okay. Do you mind, however, I understand that I'm quite, I've already caused a lot of trouble. I get that, but can I please get a cell that isn't full of drunks every night? That would be, just for my own sanity, that would be greatly appreciated.
Well, thing is, there are these jail cells, and then there are the what are they called? The hex cells, where the long-term dangerous criminals go. You don't want to be there.
Can I be in solitary confinement somewhere? I'm happy to sit by myself for a while. Maybe think deeply on everything that's happened over the last little while and how I might go about fixing it.
We do have an unused broom closet.
I'll take it, honestly. It is actually better than being here.
Right. Okay, I will instruct the sergeant to affix a lock to it, because you do have to be imprisoned for the eyes of Spire are quite literally on you, and by extension on me.
That's true. And I do not want to do anything that reflects badly on you. I really do not.
Oh, please roll the save for that one.
No, because I don't. That's just complete truth.
Well then, enjoy your stay. Okay, your situation has marginally improved.
Yay!
And yes,
I now have a broom closet. I'm down
you
with
have a broom closet. There is a chair there that they found with no back.
And it's a bit more private. Which I'm quite happy with.
So, she makes a show of, locking the door after you walk in, and you can't actually see what's happening because it's a regular door. But you are now on the ground floor of the guard station, so you can hear constant movement and talking outside. Just muffled, but it's there. Okay.
All right.
Do you actually intend to do anything, or are you just going, okay, yep, I'm here, I'm locked?
I think I might go, oh yay, I'm locked, and just like actually take the chance to sleep for a little while, and then I might go for a dive in the Vasilian and actually go and do some research.
Okay.
Once I have a good idea of what the
Well,
rhythm is going to be and when they're
considering
actually going to
Lucky
check on
has-
me, I'm gonna use that timing to actually get in and out. But for now, I think I need to have a sleep.
Okay. Well, considering Lucky has spent the day and most of the night running around, sure, you nap for a few hours. It's quite uncomfortable, but it's better than the benches.
Woohoo! Correct call. Yes.
At some point, food is brought to you, and it is, awful gruel.
Of course.
Yeah. And you have to wonder how your casino is actually doing without you.
Oh, my
because
casino.
No one's really in charge.
No one is in charge.
No, you don't have a manager, anything.
No, I don't have a manager. It's probably completely ransacked at this point.
But it's evening now, and you, judging by the sounds of it, most people have left the station.
All right.
If you wanted to do some Vermisian sneaking,
I think we are definitely doing some Vermisian sneaking. Let's
Perhaps
do it.
wait for the small hours.
Well, yes.
Like-
well, that's what he said, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
it's nighttime.
yeah, it's
proper nighttime.
There's skeleton shift. There's probably like a couple. You can hear snoring coming, just reverberating through the doors.
That's right.
Okay, and
Here we
how
go
do
again.
you intend to get into Vermisian?
All right. I can get there.
Yes, you have back door, which is once per session. You just find an entrance wherever you are.
Why don't I have backdoor up in my abilities? Or it's not
Yeah, you
an
do.
ability.
It is an
You do.
ability.
It's a
Did you
very first
paste it in?
ability.
Oh, it's the first one on my list. Oh my god. This is what I mean. Like being decisions today is not going to be a great thing. All right, beautiful. So yeah, I go into the back door. Now, how soon can I come back in?
Well, when you decide to come back.
Oh, okay, cool.
So-
The
Now,
door will likely not
that this
be
is the
there
first-
anymore.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
Hmm.
I'm thinking that you find a few of the boards have a strange hinge at the bottom.
Now, I have a couple of considerations. One, we need to make sure that we're back here when I get checked on in the morning. Otherwise, I've basically completely blown the trust of, my person. Then that's not good.
So maybe bring some reading material back.
Reading material that I can definitely hide. Absolutely. I think we should do that. How long will the door be open? Like if I go through,
I think this will have to be a check. Like,
You're in a
can I
very
get an
Can I
occult?
know before I go in?
No.
Damn. All right. All right. Let's
You
run
know
through.
that it's not going to be very long and you should hurry, but whether it's going to be a few hours or half an hour,
Yeah.
it's a roll.
You'll find a collection of strange items and peculiar books, many of which relate or come from alternative histories and some which tell the truth. Right.
Yeah, it's the entrance to the Vermisian itself.
So what are we going to... All right, explain to me a little bit about how this actually works. Can I use this to go somewhere, like deliberately? Can I use it to find specific information, or at least get something but I just don't necessarily know the truth of it? What?
So, several questions there, right? First, can you use it to go somewhere? Yes, Vermisian itself are the train tunnels throughout Spire
Yes.
that are slightly extra-dimensional and non-Euclidean, and everything just kind of went wrong with that mass transit system.
And if you're not a sage, it basically messes with you to no end.
Yeah, but Because you're a sage, you largely know how to navigate them unless things go really bad there.
When
And
things go really bad.
when there are multiple stations open throughout Spire, most of them just have people squatting, or like, the Manticore and Opal apartments squatting in the Crux station. But they do have, tunnels leading further out.
Yeah.
And they're drawn on the map. These white and black lines, that's train tracks. And then there is the vault, which is somewhere in the adjacent space, really. The libraries and the storage rooms that the missing sages have tried of like all the knowledge they can get their hands on, basically.
All right. Now, given that I actually have guardhouse politics, how much of a problem is it going to be if I am found to be disappeared?
Quite a big one.
You will.
Honestly, she knows that I'm a sage. What kind of problem is it going to be if she turns around and I'm not in the broom closet?
If it's her that finds it out, she'll be pissed off at you. If it's, Elfia accusers that showed up for whatever bullshit reason they do, and they want to see you trot it out before them, and you're not there,
then it's a much bigger problem.
Yeah.
Okay,
Terminal,
so there is
say.
actually a genuine gamble going on.
Yes.
And man, I hate it when I'm actually confronted with genuine gambles that mean I might die. This is not the kind of game that I play. I get other people to do these kind of gambles for me, so I can just kind of sit in the shadows or on a stage, apparently, and get away with this stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with that.
Is this the game where the rubber hits the road for me? Is that what this game is? Actually,
yeah, I'm kind of done with that.
Where I'm forced to actually get my hands dirty and
face the music.
Face the music a bit. Oh God. Okay. Well, obviously I'm a sage and I'm feeling a bit pissed off, so I'm going to try and go into the Vermicillium. Or do I actually just stay put for a couple of days? I could actually just stay put for a couple of days. I could actually be
did
good.
the crime, whatever the crime was, so do the time. That's an option.
Yep.
Well, what do you actually want to get in Vermicillium? Let's put it this way.
I just want to go back to the vault, really, and just go and sit there and study for a while.
Right.
So you are literally just missing your bedtime reading and are going to skip jail for your bedtime reading.
Well, not just that, but just actually plan my next moves. Like, this is it.
But you. So what exactly do you need from the vault to plan your next move?
Well, actually, may I suggest a thing? If you're concerned about this, you could visit Lock Stacks and make everyone forget that you were ever arrested.
Actually, you know what? Scrap all of this. Can I roll for dead drop?
You don't have dead drop, do you?
Yes, I do. I totally do. Remember, I took it and we were joking about the fact that the Spire is actually more drops than it is actually.
Wait, sorry,
rolls
I thought you were talking about the Vermicillium.
Yeah, so once per session you can find a hidden stash of equipment that you left.
Can I actually roll for dead drop in a broom closet in a guard tower?
See, the thing is you don't even need to roll. It's your character's ability. You have anticipated this eventuality, and you've actually visited this broom closet before, leaving your
and
future
left reading
self.
material.
Well, no, it's clearly a version of you from an anomalous. So if you want to do that, that's fine. Yeah, that's what it's for.
And so, for example, you could find letter writing equipment and just work up a bunch of letters to deliver, to manage the Manticore from afar.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Let's deal with the immediate issue first. Let's get the Manticore back online properly. All right, so dead drop.
Okay,
and hopefully I actually managed to find some things that I need in order to be able to get messages out to my very few and dwindling allies.
Okay, so using that drop, you get, ink, parchment, all the things that you need. And
Now, here's my next question.
And probably
Yep.
a few
Do the,
pigeons.
do the guards count as my allies at this point, given that Lacosta is actually having an attempt at,
Well, it really depends on what you're trying to get them to do.
I was just going to cast Dynastic Memory and see what happens.
Do that on yourself, Kat.
Really? I can do that on myself?
You are certainly a character.
Yeah, right. Sorry, I thought I thought it was about awakening it in other people so that they knew where they came from. I thought I already had some idea of that. Yeah, okay, and I might
You can do it on
I
yourself.
might also do it on myself. That's a good idea. There you
And
go.
yeah, well, the only limitation is it does inflict some stress to your mind.
Yep, that's all right. I've got so much stress going on at the moment that I'm bound and pretty much due for another thing. So, and it'll give me an extra 2 reputation, which frankly I kind of need at the moment. So,
Hold on. You had reputation before. That's what I mean when I say you need to tell me when your stress boxes change. Because plus reputation is a permanent. You get stress boxes.
So you are someone.
Of course.
You are someone who can discover
sorry.
the heritage of people.
Yes.
Because
including
of
myself.
that, you are more respectable.
Yes. Yep. Okay, cool. So I've only got 2 ticks in my reputation box at the moment. Okay.
So that's 2 extra reputation bullshit that you can survive.
From a high starting point of 0, yes.
So now you're at -2 of 0. Yes. So now you can actually use your ability, and send out your blood samples to the genealogists.
You had 2 from somewhere, maybe from Durance, because I had it written before. So now you probably have 4.
Oh, really?
What's your durance?
Oh, cool. My endurance.
It's at the top.
Durance human emissary. That could easily be reputation.
There you go. Yep. Human emissary.
Yep.
There we go. I have 4 reputation. Oh my god.
So the way to think of it is you have -4, right? That you have a buffer of 4 before bad stuff can start happening.
Woohoo!
Yep. All
right, excellent. Okay, cool.
Human emissary doesn't get you that.
No. Whatever.
Oh,
we'll
and then
later.
I put 2 in when I picked up Dynastic Memory, and I thought I told you, so maybe I do only have 2.
Okay, well, let's go with 2 for now, and then we'll figure it out as we go on. Either way,
fine.
you actually have 0.
Of 0 what?
Some people. You have 0 stress. Also, did I turn off my camera? What happened?
No?
Yeah, you're lagging. We can't see you. Well.
Yeah, well, I can see you, but you're frozen in time.
Yeah. Cat's got you.
You're changing my stress, man, and it's all gone.
Don't piss off the sages.
I'm going to refresh the Roll20 page, which should not affect you in any way. But that doesn't matter. What matters is you want to send a message to Smar, probably, because he's the last person standing.
He has had the wisdom not to open his mouth.
Right. Okay.
And yes, he is probably the de facto manager.
Yes.
And
also to my dubstep person.
Believe it.
Of course.
Of course. Right.
Can't leave them out of this.
So, you will need to somehow get these messages to him. First, let's figure that out, and then we'll figure out how useful the messages actually were. So, how do you intend to get them to Smar?
I will work on that problem in a minute. I'm obviously not really doing a lot at the moment. I might do Dynastic Memory first.
Okay.
Just to kind of give myself that background, and then we can figure out who's going to actually smuggle my letters out.
Well, so from what I remember, you activate it and it lasts for a while.
So the first time you activate it, it determines what you can do. And then the second time you activate it, it lasts for the situation.
Yeah, right.
So the first time is
But
literally...
again, the first time it lasts for the situation, that will make sense. Like, you activate it and you choose it, and then you can't choose it again. It's just that thing. So, by all means, do it, but be mindful that it's not going to last forever.
Determine which house they originate from by choosing it from a list on the opposite page. From then on, when you use this power, they gain the access to the relevant pane. Yep.
So you need to decide what's the most useful. For you, I'd almost certainly take Valwa.
Take what, sorry?
Valwa the Silver-Blooded.
So it's page 67 of the rulebook, which has all the options.
Page 67.
Which is the next page.
Oh, that's 61. 66, 67. Ooh. Houses of the Drow. Here we go. So, spiders adore you and perform self-sacrificing actions in your house. We were totally going to go that. Remember? When we first started doing this, I'm like, and I want to be a spider wrangler. And you're like, and you can totally do that if you're the sage. I think I'm still going to go with spider regular because you wear no armor, your attacks are brutal surprising. Fuck that. You can be surprised at me. I'm always surprised and ambushed, so even if I'm not, I still am. When you successfully compel a target, gain a temporary bond with them. When you declare a target's full name out loud, they hear it. You roll mastery on a fight and pursue actions. You don't want to fight anybody. You no longer need to breathe. I still love that, actually, as a thing. Like, can I be a dual house? Because if I could, wield spiders and also not have to breathe, I would basically be unstoppable, and I would love that. I think we definitely need to try and figure that out. At the end of the situation, remove all stress marked against reputation. Like, that would be the logical choice. By focusing for a minute, you may not be seen. Still going to go with spiders. You can smell gold, silver, or jewels, or any other items of value. So tell me why I shouldn't be going for spiders.
I mean, the spiders will actually help you to smuggle the
I was about to
out.
say that if the problem is this is substituting short-term thinking for long-term.
Well, no, it's also
spider army, dude. Like,
yeah, we're talking cat.
We're talking cat, yes. All right, so if we're talking about the pragmatics, for example, the bond means that if you can sweet talk a guard, you can ask favors of them like they were MacGyver.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't think needing
sweet talk Captain Lacostra.
I mean, no longer needing to breathe is a very useful skill in some very, very specific situations that might involve sweet-talking guards.
Some swinging. It might involve some swinging.
Okay, well,
also dropping.
I think I'm just definitely going to go Destro leaders.
Okay. You are House Destera, the Weavers. Write it down somewhere, because from now on,
where can I write it, actually?
As part of your name. You're now Destra.
Katichka. Oh no, Fiona Glenane.
Of Destra.
Of House Destera.
Yay! Woohoo!
Done.
I am the wielder of spiders.
Okay, so you're now the Spider Whisperer.
Yep. Excellent.
So you mark D3 stress to your mind.
I'll
do that. Don't worry.
Oh.
Yeah. Thankfully, mind is where you have a lot of stress boxes, so you really don't care. And sure, a few spiders just lower themselves on strands of web and climb into the palm of your hand.
Woohoo!
So yes, you can smuggle very tiny notes.
Hey man, have you seen the size of spiders in Australia? I'm pretty sure we can find some spiders that are bigger.
Right. So you're a friend of Australian spiders.
No, I'm just saying that in Australia.
I mean, it's Jar we're talking about.
Wide range of spiders, right? We've got little tiny little bubba spiders, and we've got really big sort of, going to take you down spiders.
So, okay, you have a huntsman in your hand.
Woohoo!
Let's just...
I'm going to call him Harry. It's going to be Harry the Huntsman.
Excellent. Well, Harry the Huntsman looks at you with all of its eyes. It can probably carry a sheet of paper.
Cool. Boom. Done.
If
Easy.
you fold it up enough and just...
Done. And it can scuttle off to the Manticore and we can try and actually get this done. Excellent. You know what this is? This is the face of a Vermicillian sage that's extremely happy right now. and also has spiders.
So what instructions do you give Sma?
Well, okay. So, you send your messenger spider.
Please fix Manticore. I'm not very sophisticated in my understanding of the Manticore business. I just want it to keep doing the thing that it's meant to be doing.
So
I literally don't care.
You're literally through great occult expense sending the message, carry on, you're doing great.
Well, let's first find out if the message reaches.
I'm actually fine. I will be back.
I would like you to roll on behalf of the
Keep calm and carry on.
So, Kat.
We're being very English, yes.
Yes, you're rolling on behalf of the spider. It is rolling. It will roll 3 dice. I think 3 dice is a reasonable amount. It has the both skill and domain of just sneaking along.
Go, spider! Yes. Spider puppies, go! And we are
somehow it finds the Manticore. You painted a very vivid picture of like the kind of bugs that crawl there.
Yeah, I did. Hope to tell Smog that I'm actually okay. I will be back, and yes, keep calm and carry on.
Okay, so now make a compel plus high society roll.
What?
To organize everything. This is the contents of your...
Yeah, I imagine that your message is somewhat more nuanced.
So, compel, high society.
Yep.
And
it's smart, you're now in charge. Congratulations, you've been promoted again. Do this, and this. Don't forget to do that.
7? That's probably reasonable. Success at a cost.
Is a success at a cost.
That's probably, that's reasonable.
Probably just silver?
Silver reputation, yeah.
Please no, I can't take any more reputation stress. I'm not sure I'm there.
You take a minor silver stress because, well, eventually you'll see that probably people use the opportunity to,
rip me off a bit.
You off a bit, yeah, or various people who handle cash. But it's not too bad.
I will find them and I will take them down and get my cash back.
Because, no, Cat, priorities.
Army of spiders.
Cat, priorities. We don't...
Okay. So, if you're content to sit there and otherwise just wait for the heat to die down, which is very reasonable, it is the next day, and let's jump back to life.
I may even draw.
So, the best part about the Elfir greeters is that A, they're flaky, and B, there's more than one of them.
Yeah, wow.
Well, so here is actually a useful thing that you probably saw in the books, but in case you didn't.
Yep.
So all Elfir have a variety of masks that they wear, or for various occasions. They always have their true mask displayed somewhere on their body.
Either their hip or their shoulder, usually, yes.
Yeah, so that people can actually recognize that because they often have full face masks. So if you wanted to, steal this guy's mask, you easily could.
Yep.
Wow.
And
I thought my plans were ballsy.
He's masked. It's
This is what he
This
does.
is what I do.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
No,
it's really what he
I'm
does. Impersonate people.
definitely going to be stealing his map.
Okay.
Nice.
Do you have an ability for that? Do you?
I have
need
steal
to
and
do something?
religion, yes.
Cool. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. So I know how do you do it. You just palm it.
No, again, the slow and quiet. So it'll be when he's distracted in the street and like someone's bumped him, I'll use the motion of the bump. So I'm creeping along behind him. Well, not creeping. I am completely invisible behind him because I'm just one of the crowd. And then as he gets, as he's jostled, I'll use that to jostle his mask off.
Sure. So you will take a bit of silver stress because you do have to pay off the kid to jostle him.
Yep.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's what it's for.
And somehow, okay, so your stress is approaching unpleasant territories, but you're still somehow not suffering fallout.
Hey.
You better do something about this. But you have his mask.
Yep.
He will notice fairly soon. It is, a significant part of that. And
so basically, what I do with his mask is because I'm now holding it, I have enough detail to make a replica.
Okay.
And so my objective is to make the replica before he misses it.
Right.
So, or rather, to take enough notes so that I can.
Cool. Sure. So you note down everything that you think to note down, and then you drop it in front of him for him to find. That's easy enough. You'll probably need to roll a fix plus high society to actually make the mask. If you're doing
so I'm wondering if I can use a bond. I'm wondering if I can.
Do you have a mask maker bond of some kind? Or
no, I've got 3
that
careers. I'm just.
You can also hire someone to do it for you, which would be compel plus high society.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Yeah, it's do the things that you are good
so
at.
Specifically, I put on my servant's mask.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to one of the mask maker shops because there have to be mask maker shops.
Oh, all over the place. Latest fashions.
My master's damaged his true mask. Here are the specifications. He was wondering if you could make a new one.
Okay, so the moment you mention true mask, you see the dollar signs appear in the eyes.
Make a new one or fix this one?
Make a new one.
But in the exact specifications.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. Do make a compel plus high society roll.
Is this an elf here?
Yes.
Yay!
Oh, thank God. Yes!
Okay. Somehow, through some magic, you manage to pay this off.
No, actually. I because I've studied the temple, I know the accounts and ways that they. So it's put on the temple's tab. They're paying for it.
Excellent. Easy. Congratulations, you have the mask of the greeter.
Wow. Wow. Well done. Oh, I'm
excellent.
super impressed.
And I also know roughly where he will be so that I can be in other places. All right. Let's move the focus back to Kat. I need to think about.
Okay, sure. Well, Kat, so Fiona has been in the jail for about a day and a half now, and she's probably bored out of her skull. And getting restless, and thankfully it's not, solitary confinement in that you can talk to the guard from the other through the door, and you hear people all around you. You're not, lonely, but it still is quite unpleasant. Then you hear a loud argument happening outside. It sounds like, and you actually recognize the voice. It is Strides Out Harmonious demanding for you to be released into his car, to be properly tried. And yeah.
You go again.
Captain Lacostra is, doing her best to say that it's entirely handled, it's city business, the criminal is apprehended. And while that's happening, the door swings open, and you see the guard sergeant that you had friendly conversations with just grab it and rush you down into the cells. Because this is really not the place for confinement. And only a few minutes later, you see Strides Out Harmonious, flanked by 2 paladins, just walk downstairs, followed closely by the captain.
Got it.
No. The lay deacon stands in front of your cell and folds his arms and just looks at you snortily. Have you learned the error of your ways, Drow? Cat?
Cat?
It would be a shame if we lost her.
So, have you learned the error of your ways?
Right.
How can you speak if you have no mouth, Mr. Anderson? Cat is showing in chat. I can hear you. You can hear me.
Oh, can you not hear me? Oh,
Nope.
sorry. Yes, there we go. Okay.
You must have muted yourself.
Sorry. Oh, I said a lot of witty things while I had myself on mute. I just want that.
Yeah.
I was whispering thanks to the guards as they rushed me down to the, down to the cells.
Shame. Shame.
Yeah. Shame we didn't hear it. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I was definitely, smiling very innocently at these questions about me learning the error of my ways.
Yeah.
Because of course I have. Absolutely. I have. Yes.
Hey, Cat's chat. Did she actually say that?
So I guess the question is, do you entirely prostrate yourself before him? And because that's what he's looking for, obviously. He wants to see you humiliated. He wants to see you begging for mercy, even though he doesn't quite have power over you here right now. But do you give him what he wants? Do you defy him?
Try to give him apoplexy? Because remember, Cat, you don't actually have to fight with fight. You can fight and try to inflict stress with compel. So you can try to bait him into apoplexy. Mind you, the stakes would be pretty high.
The stakes are extremely high.
And we don't actually want to remove him completely. But, having him leave in an apoplectic fit surely would not have any harm to you.
No. Can't imagine that they would, actually.
It would lower his standing with the guard, though. Right? So if you're playing the game, you could try to fence with him and inflict stress. If you feel
You certainly could try.
But okay, so let's just take a step back from the situation for a second. Right? Okay. So,
Okay.
Readjust the top, sit down, get one's legs in a comfortable position. We haven't a lesson to learn here, right? Our goal.
Sorry,
has
are you talking
Well,
in or
this-
out of character?
Yeah, this is out of
We
character.
are
right?
definitely talking out of character.
Just
Okay,
making sure. Yep.
I'm not going to be in a position where I can just completely throw myself down in front of him and actually do this. But I might be able to do it in a way where he thinks that's what he's getting, but actually barb him in a way that means it's actually not.
I mean, like, for
You can
example,
certainly
try
try.
to inflict reputation stress by making him look like a fool.
Yes. Because he has literally come storming down to a guardhouse to basically ask a drow who is currently in jail to grovel for him. He is the freaking head of one of the most
he's
powerful
got better
priesthoods in
things to do.
so he really should have better things to do.
You
than
clearly
this.
got under his skin. Yes.
I have really gotten under his skin. Like, this is pretty freaking impressive, frankly, and I am very actually impressed that he's here.
So reputation stress then?
So definitely reputation stress. So what do I roll for that
Well,
encounter?
what do you do?
So,
You
for
want
example,
to
let's
humiliate him in front of guards?
Yeah. So I'm thinking a compel and high society with guardhouse politics, and just try to make him put his foot in his mouth, like say the wrong thing again and again. So like putting out those statements that demand an immediate response.
Absolutely. And especially like flitter it through with things like, I'm very honored that you would come down to spend more time with me and yourself.
Okay. Yeah, so you're being basically a smart ass to him, but you're hoping that you're too smart for him to realize that.
A smart ass with an extremely serious face, and we're just going to see how long we can pull this off.
And yes, so like you're trying to get the guard rumor mill going overtime.
Okay.
Exactly right. All right.
So this is a performance both for him and for the guards, and entirely different messages carried therein.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So compel high society guardhouse politics?
Sure. Sounds good.
Oh my god. Yes!
No, it was one of dice. One of the dice, yeah.
Happily,
Okay.
one is all we need.
One is all we need.
Well,
My army of spiders is always there as a backup, I'm just saying. When in doubt.
so in a few words, what do you actually say?
What do I say? I say that it is an honor, it is a deep honor to be recognized and understood so well by someone in such high society. And that, of course, even the mere presence of him would have me understand that,
Your presence makes this jail cell glisten with sunlight.
how I could have ever possibly have hoped to have come and crossed words with one as exalted and esteemed as yourself and have come across as unscathed would just be impossible. And I understand why you are here today. So I fully understand the weight of the decision that I took yesterday.
Okay. So you just layer enough nice words there for him
Can we
to
roll for stress?
No, I think it's not really inflicting stress on him, but you are swaying the guards to like you more, which is also a good thing for you. And he's buying it, and then you look from him for a moment to the two paladins flanking him, and one of them is Captain First at Dawn's Breaking. The one that killed Sir Barrel.
Yeah,
What
right.
does that make? That, that murderer standing right there, just looking at you impassively like you're nothing.
I'm just saying that my army of spiders is going to come in real handy once I've got full control of them. We're sending red backs to that motherfucking head. This is going to be the best assassinations ever.
Okay. So, sure. Lady Deacon will listen to you for maybe 5 minutes and
Nice.
make more snide remarks and not quite realize you're talking all around him. Maybe he's not as bright as he thinks he is, really.
Nice.
And then you just see him start to cover his nose just a bit because, dear God, this place stinks. And you're happy you're not normally kept here. And then he waves his hand and just goes, well, I see the jail cell has improved your manners somewhat. Perhaps it is a measure that should be applied more frequently. And then turning to the captain, see that she's flogged, she's released. And just saunters on.
Am I getting anything from Captain LaCrosta during this? Is she sort of like... Does she completely
I
understand?
think the eye roll is
she
real.
shares a conspiratorial eye roll with you.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. We
the
can have
eye
a
roll is
conspiratorial eye
real.
roll.
Like I think we're at like preteen girl levels of eye roll.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty impressive. That's a pretty impressive eye roll. And from her too, like, this is not her usual shtick, is to be like this.
No, but if she resents Elfia coming here and pushing her around just as much as anyone.
So am I getting flogged or do I get out of that?
Well, how would you like a bond with Captain? As a general result of you not actually playing Syllabagus in the cell.
Take it, Cat. Take it.
Oh, I'm totally taking it. But it means I'm getting flogged.
Lightly.
There's flogging and there's flogging.
Yes, it hurts. In fact, yes. So later that day, you will be released and you will be flogged out on the street. There's a special pole for that.
This is really good for my reputation, actually. Everyone's going to want me to speak at things now.
I would like you to make a resist plus order or high society roll to resist the flogging.
Resist plus high society?
Yeah, well, that's what you're surrounded with.
Oh, okay.
How well do you bear...
Guardhouse politics, because I know the guard that's flogging me?
Hey.
Sure.
Woohoo! Yes! Scoring more dice. 10!
All success.
Why? Why?
All the successes have been used.
Why?
I'm sorry, but we're going to use the nine tails. We've brought some feathers.
Why?
It's a new flogging system that we're trying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Look, all you had to do was steal a mask, okay?
Okay, so you're you have slightly bloodied back, but honestly doesn't hurt too much, and you can just a salve to apply to it. It's
nice.
And you are released on your own reconnaissance.
Yeah, I am.
This is the end of your 2 days of your confinement.
Fun.
Lucky. Before
How do I
that
spell
happens,
her name? Lacosta?
Captain Noel Lacosta. 1 second, I'll post it into the Roll20 thing.
I think that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so you have the true mask of the Elfie Greeter from one of the Father Summer temples.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. I think what I want to have been finding out over this while, I'm going to be using smell status.
Okay.
And so this is not, I'm not looking for who's really in charge here in the context of Stars Out Harmony.
Okay.
I am looking for the spider at the center of its icy web.
Not me. I'm just the spider wrangler. It's not me.
Sorry, it starts with a C. I was reading about it. Confessor, yes. I'm looking for the confessor. Basically, which of these temples who is really in charge around here? Who's the person who, if we want to sabotage the temple's rollout in the Silver Quarter, that we need to compromise? Or, like, honestly,
okay, so
that's not something that I can learn. What I can learn is which of the temples they're at. Right. Which of the temples actually has security? Which of the temples isn't just a gambling den?
What?
Or which of the gambling dens is also X, right?
So honestly, it sounds like either way. It's an investigate plus religion. Because it's not really smell status, right? Smell status is who is the beat boss here, who is the security, whatever.
Cameras off.
So in that case, instead of doing investigate,
to answer at least some of those questions, you do know that Lady Deacon is the one pushing for all of these temples to be open.
Yeah, he's definitely the public face.
Yeah. And certainly
what I'm actually going to be doing, instead of investigate, I'm going to be gossiping around the coffee cooler, or equivalent. So I want this to be a compel, so that people spill more secrets than they realize during office gossip.
Okay. So this is a lot less targeted, I guess.
Yeah, no, this is more forming a hierarchy, right? I want to get a sense of, the hierarchy.
Okay. Sure.
And investigate is definitely on my to-do list now.
To make a compel plus religion roll.
Okay. And I assume that these are mostly drow that I'm gossiping with?
50-50.
Does my knack
you're an elf here.
Yeah, because I'm an elf here.
Yeah.
So, does my knack roll?
Sure. Why not? Okay.
I mean, it is literally better than the number before it. But, Kat, why'd you have to use up all the luck?
I'm so sorry. Look, I really had a spider need, and I also in your face need, so it worked. What do you want from me? It worked.
I'm thinking silver, because I'm buying an awful lot of coffee and donuts.
Okay. Silver, it is. It's just one stress, but that's still on top of an unholy pile of stress.
Yeah.
Well, so somehow you're still not suffering fallout.
Woohoo!
Which is honestly at this point not good anymore.
Yeah, no, it's not good. That's okay. So,
you did succeed.
Yep.
On the roll, otherwise. So you ask around for basically who do you need to be on lookout for, who you really can't piss off.
Yeah.
Yes. That sort of thing. So you basically get the rough hierarchy of the place.
Excellent. Which we will detail later.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
Because you do have religion as one of your domains. Yeah, I'll give you a somewhat interesting piece of info, I guess.
Yep.
In that, actually, sorry, 1 second. Let me just double check that it is indeed the case.
Huh.
Where is our friend, the Lady Deacon? There he is. That's not him. Okay. So this temple is a bit unusual.
Which
Is it
one?
called the Manticore?
Sorry, one more second.
It has this amazing pole, and it seems to sort of like transition between like guardhouse and temple quarter, and no one's quite sure why or how.
No, cat.
there are two stuffed dead bodies in the corner, and no one can quite tell them why.
The stuffed heads of my characters literally adorn the manticore.
Hey man, your wish, not mine.
Yeah. So, you're told this as gossip because that's precisely what you're doing. In that Lady Deacon visits this place quite frequently. It is one of the maybe 5 temples that have recently opened in Silverwater. And it's a bit odd that for such a pious man, he never really stops and prays at the idols.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's just the sort of thing that only the staff here would notice.
Only the greeters. Yeah.
Gestures and things as he passes the statue of Father Summer. But
it's perfunctory, and there's no words, and yeah. All right, cool. So now I actually want to do something unusual and deliberately court a refresh. I know, right?
Okay.
Ooh.
And so my 2 refreshes are: show someone they should not have underestimated you, and do something self-sacrificing for the benefit of your community.
What is the second refresh?
That's from the many.
The what, sorry?
The many at the end of the book.
Ah, right.
So Lucky is known to the small gods. He worships them, and they do him favors. And so what Lucky is going to do is start up a shell game in the streets of the Silver Quarter, one of the more popular but not very popular alleys. And he's deliberately. Have you read Pratchett's the books with Moist von Lipwig?
Yes.
So he is looking to set up a very poor Find Lady game. He wants people to underestimate him, and then he's going to pickpocket them and their winnings.
Wow.
And the thing is that he's actually going to be doing this in a ritual context for the small gods, and will be donating the entirety of the money to the sweepers and the cleaners of the clubs of the city, right? So like he is genuinely trying to help the sweepers and the cleaners of the Silver Quarter.
Okay, so here is a potential bit of a problem. Is you're talking about spending money to help them, which is taking silver stress, right? Perhaps it would be better if you were to steal some money.
That's what I said.
That's his point. Everything that he steals,
I'm pickpocketing
take any.
for the bet. Find the Lady gets the punters here. They underestimate me, and then I pickpocket their silver.
Okay. So, in which case, you probably want to do a steal plus high society.
Yep. And I'm wearing just a disposable mask, effectively. Like my
sure, there are a bunch of cheap masks.
Yeah, there are a bunch of cheap masks, and for some odd reason, the mask hanging off of my shoulder is just a different cheap mask, right? So steal high society.
Yep.
Woohoo!
Okay. And then you donate these to...
Yes. So I use this for the small consecrations and the small worships and food and generally making the worst of this quarter slightly less bad.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So that is...
Sorry, you broke up?
That is pretty good. It's not a significant thing that you're doing, but it's a thing you're in an evening, essentially.
Yeah, it's a thing I'm doing in the evening, and I designed it so that it plays to both my refreshes.
Yeah. So I think it is essentially worth D3 stress that you've cleared from your reputation. Not because anyone knows who this is, but just that's how refresh works. Okay. So, and then the news reaches you that Fiona has been released.
Woohoo! Yeah, living it up. I set myself a mission to become close to the captain, and I am now close to the captain. Boom.
Mission accomplished. You have a nice big sign behind you on the aircraft carrier?
I totally do. You know it.
Yeah. All right, W. All right. So making Sorry?
Get together. A party of two.
Yeah, nah.
I'm going back to the Manticore. I don't know what you're doing.
So I very carefully encipher a message. Do I need to go into the key exchange protocols of the ministry?
Nah.
Excellent. I very carefully encipher a message, basically saying, "Meet me at this park, at a time that's at a good time for you."
It's gonna take about a day at least for it to reach the recipient.
Oh no! I'm going to drop it off. I'm
Okay.
going to drop it off with the house. See to it that this gets to the bartender. Again, wearing my disposable mask.
Okay. Well, so, Kat, a message for you.
Awesome. All right. I see the message. What does the message say?
It is complete gibberish.
Nice.
However, knowing the cipher key of the day, what it says is, "I've been assigned by the ministry to assist you," and that's emphasized strangely.
I look at the message.
And meet me at this out of the way park so that we can plan further.
I laugh. I laugh long and I laugh hard, and I pour myself a good drink and I sit behind my bar for a little while.
Yeah. And so this is probably going to be in the small hours, like 3 a.m.
I've definitely burnt the note at this point.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So I rock up to the allotted time.
And there's just the park's empty. There's no one there. It's just some random schmuck cleaning the paths. But no one there.
So I clearly walk up to the random schmuck.
Yes.
Can I offer you a drink? I believe we need to talk.
You're too kind lady. But yes, we do need to talk. How may I assist you? I've already started the infiltration of the lay deacon's temples.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. What have you found out so far?
I know the temples that he spends time in. I know the temples that he makes perfunctory indications of faith in. He is not one for the faith, is he?
No, not particularly.
I think that might be leverage with him. If we can blackmail him with his lack of piety to his superiors, that's a way that we can convince him to go in the direction we want.
That sounds like an excellent plan. Let's do that.
However, while we arrange this, we need to think of what institutional falsehoods would do the most harm. Where should the temple be distracted? Because what I can do is I can make sure that the appropriate paperwork finds its way to the appropriate people. And it'd be a shame if the temple... just as a note, can people hear me when I'm doing that voice?
Yeah, I hear you.
It'd be a shame if the temple wasted its effort on someone who is also our enemy. And so yes, basically what I'm strategizing is, I don't know what the sage can do to help with institutional falsehood, but I imagine quite a lot. So
yeah, I kind of can.
In Lucky's meandering way, and I won't do that too long. We need to think about what are the 3 questions of the organization that we want to ask, and what falsehood we want to implant this session.
Yeah, because you've got that skill, right?
Precisely.
I don't. Yeah.
And so,
okay. Excellent.
For you, I want
because we didn't take that line with me. So
correct. So it's do you still have locked stacks?
Yeah.
So perhaps you can reinforce the rumor by bearing the truth or something.
Absolutely.
So who do we want? Do we, for example, want Lady Deacon and the guards to be at odds? Do we want a false...
It's starting to be at odds, yeah.
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 Do we want that to be even worse?
Yeah, I think so. In fact, I think any time that we have a chance to wedge the guard and any of the main people in the city, we should absolutely take it.
All right. So I'm thinking
they've got a power that we don't, and she can absolutely fight our wars for us. And
so
we can, of course, feed the Costa.
Yeah. I'm thinking the rumor that...
Just as long as we're clear that in a fight between the guards and the paladins will always win. And I'm not just talking about the physical confrontation.
Yeah, but in terms of resources and whatnot. So I'm thinking that why don't we spread the falsehood that a number of the paladins are on the guards' payroll, but not on La Costa's payroll, to one of the lieutenants?
No, of course not. Yeah.
So the paladins here have been planted as spies of the guards.
And we'd wanted them to be spying for things that are happening further up Spire, right? Not down Spire.
Yeah. So, and then does that work? Or is that too confrontational? Do we want to set up a web of lies?
I'm happy with that. That's not big confrontational for me. In fact, I think it's probably the sanest we've had so far.
Okay, so we have we have paladins secretly in the pay of Upspire guards.
Yeah.
And so what 3 questions... So now let's actually be really pragmatic.
All right.
What 3 questions... What 3 answers to questions will most help your research in the stacks?
Oh.
I'm here to assist, and fuck it all, will assist you. Also, here, you do it.
Oh, he's making me do things.
I know, right?
Okay. It will help us do things. All right. We need...
Again, let's treat this broad to specific. So we're looking for broad questions right now.
I would like to know a little bit more about his specific private tastes, as it were.
Remember, I'm asking questions of the organization.
No, I know, but somebody, especially amongst the cleaners, will know.
Okay.
They all.
So basically, what does the organization think of the lay deacon, or what does? No, it's more. What does he get up to in his own quarters?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What is
in
his
the salacious
downtime like?
in the salacious sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is his downtime like? I like that.
What is his downtime like? because that gives us a little bit of range to maneuver
Yeah.
that question too. I'd also like to know how he actually treats his
Yep. How does he
his
treat the support staff?
stuff. Yeah. And I'd like to have or hear a bit more of the rumor about his actual relationship with his paladins anyway.
Sure. So what do the paladins think of him?
Yes.
Hmm.
And his leadership style. Especially after our little guardhouse
Yeah.
throwdown. Like they actually had to
so
come
I'm
to a
going to
guardhouse and talk to a drow. That was pretty significant. They're all
so
going to remember that.
I'm going to push that rumor first. So whatever you can do to
Find out more about that.
Well, no,
Yeah.
to support the rumor, right?
Yeah.
Magical wibbly wobbly in the stacks.
Mm. Absolutely. Like once I've got some information, then we can just go for it. Yeah.
No. I'm like, do you have the way to manipulate rumor and Spire?
Yes. Absolutely.
So therefore, when I'm pushing that rumor, you can be doing the same thing for the truth side of things.
Oh, absolutely. But before we know what rumor it is that we're going to be able to push, we need to get some information about what's actually.
We're spreading the rumor. We're spreading the rumor that the paladins are secretly in the pay of the order. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, apologies.
And so you can hide the fact that no, they're not.
Yeah.
Or rather, let's be a little bit more clear. You can hide the fact of who they're actually in the pay of, because clearly they're in the pay of religious authorities up Spire, and that would be inconvenient if that truth got out.
Yes.
All right, we have a plan of attack.
Awesome.
Manticore is all yours. Good luck.
Yoo-hoo!
Okay.
And then the sweeper goes back to sleeping.
Just as my curiosity, did Lucky like the drink that I made him?
Nope. Lucky didn't even touch the drink.
Oh,
Lucky is not that stupid.
All right, that's it. That's my next thing is to try and get him to drink the drink. Done. I got Lacosta to drink. I can make Lucky drink.
So Lucky will spend the very small hours of the morning repairing shrines.
Okay.
Because
perfect.
He is religious in that way.
Okay. So he probably makes his way to Pilgrim's Walk every now and then, because that's where all the small temples are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so, I mean, I'm not even sure that his small gods relate to Pilgrim's Walk, but yeah, the alleys around it.
Right. Okay, Cat.
So I go back to the Manticore. How is the Manticore doing, by the way? Just on the down low.
Okay. So when you first got there, a bit before, Smart rushes toward and never make me do this.
I gave him a big hug and gave him a drink.
I don't want to be in charge of anything.
You're really going to hate this then, dude. We need to have a chat.
I mean it, find someone else.
Right. Can I compel high society him?
Absolutely. What are friends for if not compelling them?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm like, now look, I understand. You don't want to be here. I understand that this has been really difficult. But I've got a lot of work that I need to do over the next little while, and I may not actually be here in the Mantic, and I kind of need you to help me out here. Like, you've seen the amount of...
I want to help you, it's just that I don't... That's not where my talents lie. I don't know what I'm doing. And people are looking at me like I'm supposed to tell them what to do, and I don't know what they're supposed to do.
All right, so how about we find you someone that can also help with you? But I need your eyes on this. Because
what if you find him an operations manual in the stacks? Because, you know,
right,
what would an Eldritch operations manual, what harm could that do?
You know what? They would probably be better than 95% of what we have already anyway. So, look, if I get you some succinct instructions, will you be able to help with this?
Okay, I can follow instructions.
Right. Excellent.
Write him down as your bond as well. Congratulations. Because now when you want him to do
nice.
things like that, there will be stress on that.
How do I spell
He
his
will
name?
do those things.
SMA. SMA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was Sam to Rick.
Yeah. That's fine. That's totally fine. He understands what's going on. Ricky's now like stuffed in the corner, so like that's obviously not freaking him out at all. All right, so 2 things that I need to get from the vault now. I need to get some evidence of like try and push
So,
this through, and I also need
by now,
the manual for how to run the Manticore / dueling spot / pub / dubstep disco hall / gambling den. Fine.
so I think by now there's a sort of a ritual that's established itself underneath Rick's statue, where people buy Rick's shots, where the whole group usually just gets shots, and they all look the same, but they have very different strength to them.
Nice.
And they just down them.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Manticore is looked after. And what do you do? Because you want to go find that manual, which is probably not that hard. Like, how hard is it to run a casino?
I think it's,
Any old fool can do it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely time to go and try and check out the lock stacks for a while. And I want to find a manual. I definitely want to find a manual that will actually suit our purposes at the Manticore. It can't just kind of be some kind of generalized manual on how to run something like this, because I don't think there actually is another dueling, dubstep, dancehall, bar, gambling den around that you can easily get a manual for. So, we need to find a manual that's actually going to be fit for purpose.
So you're going to be going fairly deep into the stacks, is what I'm hearing.
Right.
And I definitely need to know a little bit more dirt on the paladins and what paladins might actually be dirty.
Okay, one thing at a time.
And don't forget that the manual needs to incorporate rituals to Stoltz.
Oh yeah, totally.
If we're adding requirements to the software project.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're looking for actual fuck-off manual of casino running.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The Stoltzian Guide to a Casino.
Absolutely. And dubstep dance / bar.
No. Stoltz's Guide to a Casino. We can get additional volumes later.
No. The rest of it is very important, all right? But then again, we do have the taking care of the dance hall, really. Definitely.
Don't even get to take care of the dancing part of it.
Actually, how are my minions, my bartender minions going? The ones that I was training before this whole thing happened.
I don't actually remember your bartender minions.
No, this was more on your to-do list.
What? I thought I had an
that came up in our conversation.
Oh, okay, fine. Also, I have to find an apprentice. Okay, fine. Do that.
But yes, Malivin is doing just fine, being the regular act. Although he'll tell you that the clientele is getting a bit tired of it. They want variety.
Well, I give him a bit more creative license.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's only
I trust him.
so many different forms of dubstep that he can create for you.
Yes.
But
what?
it's fine.
Perhaps we want some Elfir opera in just to relieve the monotony. Actual screams instead of dub screams.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, so
Lucky's not going to tell you how to run the casino.
No. So how do I? All right. So I'm heading to the log stacks, and obviously I'm going to try and use Pocket Guide because, yeah,
Tell us what Pocket Guide does.
Pocket Guide means that I can you bind the essence of one surviving accurate map of the Smithsonian to your ride. Yada 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 yada. Roll, investigate an occult to ask the GM a question. If they succeed, they will tell you where the answer lies in the Vermilion vault. Getting there will be a long process, taking at least half an hour. And the answer to the question probably won't tell you everything you need to know, but there are no limits on the question that you can ask. So I can ask, where is this guide that I need for the Manticore that fulfills all of our requirements?
Yes, you can. Would you like to roll Investigate plus Occult?
No.
I hate you.
Okay. So you're
I
looking
hate
for the
you
guy.
so much. So much.
I'm looking for the guide that Mark can use to run the Manticore perfectly in our absence.
You know what? Sure. You. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's been checked out of the library. Yeah. But you know who it was checked out by.
Damn it! You're going to make me go on a quest to find my manual.
It's not really a quest because it was checked out by Elisana, who is the landlord of Opal Apartments and also SH.
Oh my god.
You'll have to talk to someone.
Oh my god. It's almost like she wants to keep tabs on the Manticore or something.
I know, right?
Alright, cool. Well, I guess I'm going to go and pay her a call
Well,
then.
I mean, are there other questions that you're going to be asking while you're in the stacks?
Oh yeah, and while I'm there, I would like to... Oh, sorry. It's been a really long week. Sleepy.
We'll wrap up soon enough, I think.
I would like to know.
Yeah.
I would like to know what. Basically what's going on with the guards. Actually, sorry, with the paladins, and whether or not there are any dirty paladins.
Okay, you want to know about corruption in the Paladin Order?
Absolutely, because we need to know the truth in order to be able to tell a decent lie.
Okay, you consult your pocket guide. Dear pocket guide, where do I find info on corrupt paladins?
That's right.
See stacks A through A45. Zone
Can-
4, 5, 7, 18.
Specifically,
G.
the paladins of the Silver Quarter. Thank you. Like,
No,
let's
this
not
was the
get
Silver
too-
Quarter Paladins.
Yeah, do make the roll.
Which is
Again,
that
investigate plus occult. Yeah, that's what a pocket guide does.
Sorry. Brian's gonna die a slow death.
Oh.
Okay.
All the information, please.
Sure, you are directed to the Apocrypha section. The heretical writings that are like just looking through them. Half of these, they look like private diaries, but they're probably more like transcribed confessions.
Are any of these people still alive?
Yeah. This is juicy. Okay. You browse through them until you find a familiar name. Captain First at Dawn's Breaking.
Is he the one that killed?
Yes.
Ah, excellent. Tell me all his gossip. What's happening? What did he do?
Well, so you find his confessions, and I mean, a lot of it is just they are confessing the weird sins that you would never think to be sins, like religious missteps that they made, the lack of proper worship, that just entirely weird things.
Lit candle 3 instead of 2 first.
Yep. Stumbled on the third step.
It wasn't there to greet the sun as it rose on that particular night. That sort of thing. One thing pops out at you is that several times he complains to whoever it is he's confessing to, and asks for guidance, because the lady keeps hitting on him.
Ooh, right. Okay.
And it's not at all reciprocated.
Aw, dude. Was he too whiny for you? Like, what's going on? Like, he is a bit whiny, let's be honest. He's a little bit arrogant. He's a little bit whiny. If he hadn't literally killed my friend in front of me, I'd still probably agree.
Just death glare. Fine.
Like, I agree. The guy is obviously just, he's not,
As for...
He's really trying to kill me through this camera, isn't he? It's kind of amazing. All right, so we found out a fairly significant secret then.
So now you're going to do something, right,
You
Kat?
find... there's another thing that is pretty much... there's the, I guess, regular amounts of corruption and just in the church itself. None of which seems particularly significant. Is, they live opulent lives, the priests. Not the paladins. Paladins are quite ascetic when it comes to it. So a very significant piece of news, and a piece of news that you have not heard at all, is that there were basically 2 nights ago, maybe 3 nights ago, there was a massive attack on the paladins within Solar Basilica itself.
Yeah, right.
Some sort of a drow demon attacked them, and including one of their own turning on them. And eventually the attack was repelled, but there were a number of losses. Which is significant because there aren't that many paladins overall.
So this is a resourcing question. So if we can get... Yep. Cool.
They are quite short-handed.
That's really interesting. Okay.
That gets 2 stars in my notes.
Absolutely. See, I can be useful. Look at this.
I know, right?
I'm
And so
not
what
getting
was the
anyone
third thing
killed.
that we needed you to do in the stacks?
Find out about the paladins. Finding out. Oh, I don't think I don't want to erase anything yet because we don't know what it is that we're trying to, what rumor we're going to be creating yet.
Well, no. We do know, and you do know that you want to generally erase tracks of who's actually paying the paladins to spy.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Which is a specific different ability.
So you can attempt to suppress a single fact or rumor. Okay. So have we found out that the paladins are getting paid off by anybody?
Well, so it's, I guess, a bit of a common knowledge, really, that Monsieur So just pays everyone. So it's not so much that he pays off the paladins as he is charming with the priests, and the priests direct the paladins to just look elsewhere.
That's actually also good to suppress in general rules.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to try and suppress the fact that he has a very close, possibly financial link with the priests. So compel plus occult.
Yep.
I can't use guidehouse politics, obviously. I was gonna...
All the rolls.
So the moment the spotlight turns on me, my character's just going to evaporate in a puff of luck, right?
Okay, so
Oh, this is amazing.
sure, but people in general start forgetting all the time that Misieso had attended religious functions at the temples and otherwise was seen with the priests. It's just, no, they're entirely independent.
All right.
Easy. I mean, he doesn't hang out with them very frequently, so it's...
So that fades to the back of the public knowledge. All right.
Well, shall we move the spotlight back to Brian and see how well he melts?
Always look on the bright side of life.
Hey, look, you told me to be more researchy. You can't get much more researchy than that.
You're in fact not focusing on the Manticore and actually doing things. I'm pretty sure you've been replaced.
Clear.
Oh,
Well, that's what jail does to people.
It
They
does.
It changes.
They come out
different
changed.
Useful, productive
So-
members of society.
There you go. I've been reformed. Are you happy?
So I'm going to be using one of the staff, using my established. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my established persona to get myself through the secure cordon, so that I'm on the inside, and then bootstrapping from there.
Okay.
For one of the staff.
Okay. Sure.
So I
mean,
seamlessly
you have-
blend.
Yeah, you have the mask. You know half
Yeah.
the people there by now.
Yeah.
Go
So I
right
blend
ahead.
in.
Yep.
I'm going to spend my first hour poking about, and then I'll implant the falsehood. So my three
Okay.
questions are: what is the Lay Deacon's downtime like?
Yes, so that's one of the stuff, right?
Yes.
You spend 3 hours just mingling and keeping
Sweeping
your eyes-
effectively. Yep.
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 Ask one question about the organization, and they must answer honestly. Okay, Lady Deacon's time there. So you pick the time when he would be there, because he has his private chambers,
Yep.
and that no one is allowed to go in.
Yep.
And as soon as he's done handling whatever business he needs to handle, he just retires.
Okay. And so really what I'm looking for there is the gossip of the cleaners who come in after he's done.
No one's allowed in.
Ever.
He has his own personal servant. But, he's a very private man.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. Second question is, so now I'm going to emplace the institutional falsehood.
Okay.
So specifically that the paladins here are here because they're in the pay of the Spire guard. Right. So obviously the paladins here aren't at the Solar Basilica because someone wants it that way, and it's the Spire guard.
Right. So the guard felt they needed the extra muscle.
Well, so I'm implying that it's whomever's controlling the guard, but yes, it's
So the council members.
yes.
Someone on the council wants order restored to Silver Quarter. And
Well, has put their spies in the paladins to for reasons, right?
Right.
I'm leaving the reasons vague, but
So paladins
clearly are the paid spies of the council.
For some sort of conspiracy reason.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. It's a bit of a strange lie, but go right ahead.
Great. Done.
Yep.
And so the way I'm doing that is for the posted paladin orders that go out the next day, I'm adding stuff that really only makes sense with this rumor. So I'm amending the orders of the next day. You know, just in really simple ways. But with this rumor, suddenly, oh, did you see those orders?
Right. So you're starting a proper conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
A proper conspiracy theory. So hopefully to drive a wedge between the deacon and his paladin.
Right.
Obviously.
And this is specifically within this organization, so within this temple.
Yeah.
There is now general belief that the paladins are not in fact working for the priests, but for some outside power council or god.
And this is in the special temple that was identified earlier. The deacon's personal one.
Yep.
And then I'm going to ask a second question, which is, what the fuck did I write? No, seriously, what did I write? I don't.
Hand writing. It's a skill.
Yeah, I do not have points in that. All right, so the second question that Kat wanted to know was, how does he treat the support staff? Right. So to generalize a little bit more, what relationship does the underclass in the temples, the sweepers, the acolytes, have with the priests?
With the priests? No, it's two different questions, right?
So the second question is, for the underclass in the temples, what is the lay deacon and his priests' association with them? How are they treated? Like, does he treat them differently than the rest of the clergy? Or does everyone just shit on the acolytes?
Yes. Well, so the support staff are not treated particularly well.
Yep.
But Lay Deacon in particular is essentially a dick to them.
Yeah.
He is just rude and dismissive and almost goes out of his way to be mean to them for good reason. And you get multiple stories of both him ordering harsh punishment or reducing people to tears because.
So I note who he's harmed, because I'm going to be trying to build them up into my spy network.
Sure.
But my third...
multiple people.
Yeah. And so we actually have a lovely core of people that we can turn within the temple to be our spies. Amazing. All right. So the third question was, what do the paladins think of the lay deacon?
The paladins think him acceptable. He is obviously doing these big important things for the faith, and essentially paladins are not there to think. They're military arm of the church. They will do as the church commands, as long as he is a priest.
Excellent. So I'll be spending...
I've got a question around that, actually. So we know that he's, slightly concerning at least one of his paladins. Does that concern leak out any further than him, or is it a very targeted thing?
I think hitting on the staff hasn't made it into the general knowledge yet.
No.
But he hasn't been hitting on...
Yeah, like he is not a generic lech.
Okay.
Unlike some of the MPs in Parliament.
Oh, good.
But hey, that was so vague that it could be anyone. So what I want to do is, just this first time that I'm here, I want to start earning the trust of those the lay deacon has stabbed so badly. Right. So, for example, like, was one of them just recently whipped?
Certainly.
And so
enough.
Yeah. So I'll treat
victimizes just by being.
Yeah. So what I'll do is, like, for some of them who are physically hurt, I'll teach them the small prayers and I'll somewhat elide to whom, but I'll teach them the small prayers to make the pain less bad, and just try to earn their trust in the first step to compromising them.
Obviously. So, sure, to make a compel plus religion roll.
Wow.
Of course. No,
Wow.
it's going exactly as we expected it to go.
Yeah. And this is going to be shadow damage.
It is indeed going to be shadow damage, and then we'll roll, and maybe you'll actually suffer it because it will almost be good. No, awful lot for you. Just eat it. But on the plus side, write down a street level bond with victimized staff of the temple.
Excellent. That's exactly what I was going for.
Woohoo! Right? that's a good thing, right? We're gonna give it that's a good thing.
All right. So then I will go back and keep running the shell game on the streets. Different face, different identity, but need to help the poor. Because fuck my stress.
Okay. Well,
right. I've got a question before we go much further. I still have some unresolved issues with George's fence. How much money is the medical making? And can I actually send him like a regular tipping down? And will that actually help that relationship?
So yes, you need to do something to remove stress from your bond with him. And also, the thing is, right, it's not really interesting for you to go, and we coins every night. We'll just send some spare change his way. No one's going to notice. So you certainly can do something like that. Essentially, when you were on a good night, I guess, you get a chance to reduce silver stress from you or reduce stress from his relationship if you send spare money that way.
Is there
but
any
it's
way...
not just an automatic.
Oh, no, of course. But is there any way that we can use as a run of the same person that what's his name's using out of the Silver Quarter to form a better relationship with her as well?
What?
Say that again.
Sorry, not following.
The ex-mercenary that was the one that was delivering the box to that house that we found in Red Row, because George lives down in Red Row, right?
Yep.
And I don't want to have to actually go down there, and my spiders aren't up to it yet. So can we find her specifically and employ her to do that run to get George
absolutely
money?
Absolutely. I mean, that will probably involve you doing some explaining because she knows you as
that's right.
traveling,
That's my undercover, please.
Yeah, like let's not use a target of investigation to do compromising things for us.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. That's not gonna work.
So, may I suggest a more specific? See what sort of information favors he wants, and just offer to do a dive into the stacks for him.
But he's a fence. He's not actually that interested in.
A fence is not interested in asking an answer to any question. Really,
not this kind of fence. Like he's like the most fancy
not even questions like who's going to buy this, or
I have a different suggestion for you. That will be delivered to you by the speaker. Remember the speaker, the one of the quarters who's been taken over by the intelligence. Who's spent the last few days in a room, occasionally eating and nothing else, but otherwise just, sitting there staring at the wall. Who will approach you and will inform you that just out of he's literally sat there for 3 days, not talking to anyone, not doing anything. We have a request.
Oh. Do
There
tell.
is a shipment that is outside Spire.
Outside Spire? Wow.
It needs to be brought in.
Okay.
You would be rewarded if you were to facilitate this.
I feel this is going to put more strain on my fence. Sure, let's run with this.
Well, no, because you can actually divert
It's
some
a
of the
business
reward his
opportunity
way.
for him.
Yeah, it's an
Totally,
opportunity for
that's
him.
true. Yeah, to actually get in with the AI. Look, all right, I'll help you with this. Don't take any people that I don't approve of. So
Right.
anyone that you want to take, run it past me.
Can you submit a list of people you approve of?
No, not immediately. Can I have some time to put such a list together?
Of course.
Excellent. Oh, yes. Time to start throwing the AI at the other. This is going to be amazing.
Okay. Well, let us, I think, wrap this session with something of a thing. So this is before the casino is open, so daytime, and the doors just swing open, and in strolls Hestra, surrounded by her
Astra!
coterie of just people who will walk over right to you and declare, "Sweetie, I have a dual door." Yes.
Oh, really?
And scene.
Yep.
Don't do that to me.
Gotta have a reason to come back.
Okay. All right. No. Okay. Fair enough. All right.
So
Well,
have we
then-
earned a low advance?
No.
We haven't really changed the quarter at all.
No, we haven't.
No, I mean, we're laying the groundwork for some serious shifts, but I don't think we quite got
Yeah.
there.
We haven't gotten there yet. No.
But hey, we were actually effective at our real mission.
I know, right? See, your presence has helped me.
Excellent.
Does that change the quarter? The fact that we're actually on task?
No. Also, Brian, do something with your stress. No, really. Yeah, you're trying, I know.
Do something, or he'll do something for you, basically.
Well, no, the dice will. Yes.
The dice will.
Oh.
Actually, can we end with another roll for the shell game?
It's sure. But it's not particularly impressive.
No, it'll be a D3, but it's making
so
active, contributions.
But yes, you are funneling money to the needy of the Silver Quarter.
Woohoo! See?
Yeah,
Good way.
that makes it better for you. Yeah, you feel fulfilled.